Hi guys. So today I am talking about an article that I came across about Uber and Lyft drivers at a particular airport, it was called Reagan National Airport. Reagan National Airport is in Arlington, Virginia. These people are doing hi everybody, this is a live stream. Hi Roxanne. So let me go on. Let me start with playing the article of let me just say before we get this started, you don't let people know your tricks if you are doing tricks. I understand why these people did this, but it is not a good idea.
Good morning, Washington, on your side.
Well, it's probably happened to a lot of us. You step off a plane at Reagan National, try to order an Uber or Lyft, and then watch as that price keeps surging higher and higher.
Man, oh man, 7 on your side has learned why exactly this is happening. So Uber and Lyft drivers are manipulating the rideshare apps to create surge pricing, forcing passengers to pay a lot more money.
Well, ABC 7 transportation reporter Sam Sweeney is the first to uncover this story. He is live right now from Reagan National Airport with the story you'll see only on 7.
Adriana, this is a wild story on both ends. Uber and Lyft drivers say their pay has been cut so much, it's hard to feed their families and make their car payments. Now they say they are forced to manipulate the Uber and Lyft apps into surge pricing. What they do each night, simultaneously, all of the drivers will turn off their apps, tricking the app into thinking there are no drivers in the nearby area. That makes a surge, which means passenger prices double, triple, even quadruple, and it all happens in less than 2 minutes. Every evening, this Uber and Lyft parking lot outside Reagan National Airport fills. 100.
Well, okay, I just learned a lesson.
120 to 150 drivers queue up, sometimes for hours, waiting for the busy evening rush. And nearly all of these drivers have one complaint.
Uber, they don't pay us enough.
What company is doing, they are actually defrauding all these people by taking 35 to 40%, and they're taking all this money because they have no system of accountability.
Do you guys all agree with that?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
After 2 to 3 years of pay cuts, these drivers say they now have to fight back by artificially manipulating the Uber and Lyft apps into higher fares.
All the rider will wait over here, so we know the airplane when we kind of landed. We wait like 5 minutes before. We turn our apps off, all of us, at the same time. All of us. We turn our app off. They go to search by $10, $12, sometimes $19. And then we turn our app off. Everyone will get the search.
This driver explains how they organize it.
Someone is stand by this corner, I stand by this corner, and the other one is stand by this corner. And we just like, hey, turn the app off, and then go online.
Now watch for yourself as our cameras roll for tonight's first planned surge.
Wait! You gotta wait. Wait.
This man runs the operation tonight. We've agreed to obscure his identity. He alerts drivers that the time to shut down is just around the corner. Using another app, he knows the precise moment to have everyone power down, ensuring the largest surge.
Hey! Wait, you gotta wait. All right, go on. Go. Take 12. Take.
So the surge is currently at $12 and rising. He watches his phone closely, waiting for that exact moment when it's time to power up.
It's still going up. It's still going up. It's 13. It's still going up. It's gonna go up. It's 13. Don't go on yet. You on? You on? Refresh it.
And that quickly, it's over. Passengers will now pay an additional $13 on their fares.
When we find out what's the highest search, that's when we say everybody on and everybody gets paid what we think we should be getting paid.
And does everybody oblige? Does everyone do it?
Yes, 100%. Everyone do it because they know it's not worth it. They know if they take a rider from here without surge, or without, the pump the surge up, it's not worth it.
In less than a minute, 50 drivers locked into the surge.
It's like we work like a family, like a team. We do that every night. We do it again. Yeah, we keep doing it. Like you drop off, we come back again. We do it. It's like a routine. We do it until like 12 o'clock.
Let me just
Now, these
say,
drivers tell me they do.
that guy that was just talking, his face was
They don't
showing.
want to do it, but they say because Uber and Lyft keep reducing their pay, they have no choice. They can't afford to pick up people at Reagan National for $3 and $4 in rush hour traffic. And we reached out to Lyft and Uber for statements. Lyft tells us they take these allegations of fraudulent behavior very seriously, as it violates their community guidelines and can lead to deactivation from the Lyft platform. Uber echoes that message, saying this behavior is neither widespread or permissible on the Uber platform, and we have technical safeguards in place to help prevent it from happening. We've also reached out to Drive United. They are the organization informally representing these drivers. They say, in part, for years, our wages have been declining, resulting in many drivers being unable to afford health insurance or to feed their families. It should surprise no one that drivers are finding ways to work together within Uber and Lyft's terms to make enough money to cover their basic needs. If you want to read those statements in full, they are available at WJLA.com.
Okay. So, all right. I've been playing this, and let me just give a shout out to everybody in the room. So I got Victor in the room. Hey, Victor. Long time no see, buddy. Mission Uber. Hello. Stefan Moten. Hey. Amy Dean. Hey, what's up? Okay, let me see if there's anybody. Okay, so let me read some of the comments that's going on in the room. And all right, let me just say, this is not my practice. This is not something I would do, because this is the way I feel about life. It is important to do the right thing even when nobody is watching. That is my philosophy. So this is not something I would do, and I would not tell Uber and Lyft. I don't care, and wouldn't see my face. That those guys were showing some of those guys were showing their face. Okay, so Mission Uber says I would never do that. I wouldn't want price jacked up on me, so I wouldn't want someone else. Exactly. And when they when we get a $12 or $13 surge, they are paying way more than $12 or $13. We are getting a small amount, and they are paying way more. So it's just not right. And if you have an Uber club, you don't let people know about it, especially you don't go to the freaking news people, especially showing your face and saying, hey, this is what's going on. Now, I understand why they're doing this. They are trying to show that our wages are being cut ridiculous, and I understand why. But at the same time, I wouldn't be showing my face, and I wouldn't be showing detail. I don't. Amy used to work years ago, but many newbies that won't let it surge. Yes, exactly. We never want that. We never went that extent, though. Oh, a Seashell in the house. Hey, Seashell. Okay, so let me see here. Where did I miss off? Okay. That dude would be passed if he got jacked at the gas station for prices. Yeah, ticked. Yeah, ticked off. She changed it later. So, or who? I don't know if it's a she or a he. And they said karma. I agree. Kevin Cook in the house. I absolutely agree. Julio in the house. Julio Medina. Okay. I absolutely agree with what the sentiment is, and I think you are not very smart if you're going to go and talk about the Surge Club, because it isn't a good idea. You just don't let that type of secret go. It was wrong thing to do, but I get why they are doing it. Yes, and I understand why they are doing all this stuff. But seriously, guys, and I mean, I don't know. Uber says they have things in place to show if people are doing this. I don't know if that's true. People, I know, they can tell. They don't do all the time, but if you are one of those kind of people that you call, I know this trick that goes on. You go into surge area, such as the airport, and you intentionally go in there, but you wait outside the surge area you get the surge area where there's so many people already at the airport. This is what happens a lot at the airport. Hit that thumbs up for Mandy. Yay, thanks, Kevin Cook. Hit that thumbs up, guys. If I get 100 thumbs up on this video, guys, we'll change the background sheet. I will buy, this is a sheet. I tried something different, but it didn't work well. I will change it to a better color. The color of the person's choice, whatever. I think this is dark anyway. It's too dark. We need to make it more interesting. So the 100th person gets to pick out what color this bugger is. So anyway, back in the day, if we saw the queue was 1 to 5, we would just pull in offline and wait for surge. It wasn't cheating. Yeah, it was like that these guys are doing. Yes. I agree, guys. I agree. And you know how many people all right, by the way, I do want to put a shout out. If any of you are from Chicago area, there is somebody that has hooked me up in the Chicago area, and he does Ubers and he does taxis. He owns taxis and Ubers, and he's repairing my car right now. And I just wanted to let you guys know, if you're in the Chicagoland area, he has mechanics. He's fixing my car right now as we speak. My daughter got in a car accident with my car, and he's doing free inspections. So it's for Collision World. So if you need an inspection for your car right now, he's doing free inspections. And I think the reason why he's doing it is because if you get an inspection and you find something wrong, then you may get your car fixed there, which he has hooked me up. So, but I was sitting in that's a little bit, but I want to tell you, I was sitting in his office, in Collision World's office, and there's a lot of young people that, even somebody that has been driving a year, and I'm like, so how long have you been driving? I've been driving a year. I've been driving 6 months. I'm like, so do you have some mace? No. You guys, mace, and put it somewhere you can grab it right quick, okay? And I'm like, so do you have a dash cam? If you get in an accident, you're going to be like, thank you, DriverLadyPro. That is a staple and Uber does not teach us that stuff, that you really need to have these things. So I'm telling you guys, it's protect your own bum. Okay, guys, protect your own bum. And I would definitely protect my own bum and not go, boop, boop, boop. These are what our Surge Club people are doing, blah, blah, blah. You're not protecting your own bum. You're not. And so sometimes you can lead a horse to water. Roxanne says CYA. Sometimes you can lead a horse to water and say, you got to take care of your own self. You cannot be opening your mouth and this is what is going on. You can't. That's just something you don't talk about. It may be effective, but it's just going to give them one news story. They might be popular for a day or so, but what really is helping, and I put all the links. Everybody knows, y'all know. I'm putting in the links in the description below, guys. I put the links for Rideshare Drivers United and Petition. I put the links for Alliance for Independent Workers Petition and Chicago Rideshare Advocates Petition, guys. Check out the description below, because these people, Jonathan in the house. Yes, bragging is not cool. He says, nice to see you. Thank you, buddy. So I am feeling a tiny bit better health-wise. So I do want you guys to check out. These are people, including myself. These are the organizations I am partnered with personally. And I can tell you, at least for Alliance for Independent Workers and Chicago Rideshare Advocates, they are not trying to make us employees. Okay. And that is not what we are all about. So if you partner with these people that I've showed you, they're not going to be trying to get you to become an employee. Okay. But there needs to be better regulations on rideshare. So check out the description, hit that up, and check. That is what you can do for your rights. So what's up? What's everybody been doing lately? I personally, I wouldn't, my birthday is Monday. Happy birthday to me. Oh, I just had a birthday. You're one of my birthday. You're a Taurus, just like me, Jonathan. Woo woo. So how young are you going to be? Huh? How young are you going to be? So, I have a little joke. I don't know if I've already told it, but I always say, in all of my 23 years of life, there is just one important thing that I have learned. A lady never tells the truth about her age. My birthday was on the 12th, says Rocks. Woohoo! And Jonathan's my age too. I'm 43. Jonathan is 39. My spouse is 39 also. And Rox, how old did you turn? I am. Jonathan says, amen. Yeah, we are Tauruses. Strung like bull. Oh, 36. All right. Yeah, strung like bull. And you know what? I joke around. I'm kind of like, when I all my life, I've been more like a bull in a china shop where I like, I just can't, like, I tell it like it is. I always have told it like it is, and cut right straight to the point. But sometimes I knocked other things down doing it. Let's do this. I love your name. Let's do this. So what do you think about Uber telling people to shut up and drive? Do you think it will trickle down to the rest? Okay, the reason why Uber is doing this is it is a move because Uber Black drivers, people are going back to livery drivers because Uber Black, they're trying to improve the services because people want quality, especially if they're buying an Uber Black. Okay. I don't think this quiet mode is for a regular Uber X driver, but you know what? I haven't driven in a while. So in, like at least a few weeks. Yeah. Hey, Terry. Yes. It sounds like an employee control. Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, everybody can agree. Guys, there's two employee agencies. One came out and said, we agree that these people are not employees, and they don't. The way they put it out was, you know, a little negative towards the whole plight for the gig workers, because we are trying to fight for rights for gig workers, but we do not want to be classified as we want to stay independent contractors. But the problem is, and this is what keeps coming to light, is they keep treating us like employees and paying us like employees and controlling us like employees. And one of the statements they said is independent contractors are free from control. And it showed, and obviously they haven't talked to actual the Uber drivers, because everybody will tell you we are being controlled by the algorithm. Everybody will tell you that. If you drive, you are controlled by the algorithm. You are controlled by Uber, and you cannot negotiate your own terms. They took away and canceled features here. Yes. Now, a lot of people are talking about this Uber Pro. Unions create a mess. Exactly. Well, see, here's the thing. Unions can be good for employees. Okay. We are not a union. We are not trying to become a union. What a lot of us recognize that we need to have like guilds. I mean, the actors have a guild. Why can't we have a guild? Why can't we have alliances? Hi, Mandy. Hope you're feeling better, says Ronald Weaver. Ronald Weaver in the house. Yes. Scott Walsh. Hey, buddy. How are you doing? Okay. So, just so you guys understand, there's a large portion of us that say, no, we don't want to be in a union. And a lot of people think that's what we want. I was just telling, for those that are just coming in, I was telling people, check out my description. I put 3 big name, and I don't have ties with everyone. But I want to recognize the people that I do know, and I know for the Alliance for Independent Workers and the Chicago Rideshare Advocates, which I'm party to both of those. They are not asking to be employees, but I put their petitions in the description below. See, please check it out. I also put Rideshare Drivers United. They have a petition in there. Guys, this is for your rights as a driver. So let me get going. Terry says, I hope that change law, since employment laws and internal revenue have not been changed. Yes. And then it said, been saying that for years, that they control us. Yep, says Ronald Weaver, and only want us to make certain amount. Exactly. Maybe a guild I can support. Yes. Lots of us do not want, Chicago Rideshare Advocates are really right now focused on Chicago right now. They're trying to get the laws here in Chicago, but they plan to branch out farther later. But right now they're focusing, and they're never going to become a union. Okay. Tina in the house. Hi, Tina. Say hi to Tina, guys. She came and saw me the other day, and she drove a very, very far way to come see me in person. It's good to see you, Tina. Uber Chicago has Uber Taxi. I don't know what you're talking about, because I've never seen Uber Taxi. Employment laws need to be changed, even if it's on a court level. Okay, so you guys, let me just tell you, I'm starting on a state level. Right now, I have been helping with Chicago Rideshare Advocates. I've always been a free thinker, and I've always kind of done my thing and helped the other groups. I I am going on a state level. I'm going to see my representative in person on Sunday, and I'm going to talk about these issues. Some of you guys know that what is his name, Sanders, did say he's going to introduce a bill, but everybody needs to talk to their representative, because really what we need to do is we need to put pressure. We need to let people know and what is going on with the working class citizen. Okay, and let them know that these big companies are getting over on us little guys. I feel that if I work on a state level and I show up with my oxygen tank in hand, stage 4 cancer, with a death day, and I say, look, these are important issues to me, they might listen better. But I encourage every single one of you, hey, New York driver log in the house. I encourage every single one of you to talk to your representative. All you have to do is do a Google search and find out when they're having, like, they call them, what are they called? Town halls, where they're coming to meet. Your representative tries to come to meet with people in the area. Okay, get a schedule of what your representative is doing, because sometimes they're at the state and sometimes they're by your house, and you can get a schedule of what's going on, and you can get a chance to talk to them. And so I encourage every single one of you to have your voice heard and say, hey, enough is enough. As in Uber doesn't want the drivers to make money, Uber Taxi is in the passenger app. Okay. Good for you, girl. Hillary spoke of this at the last election. None of these companies pay corporate income taxes, never. New York has minimum wage regulations and limits on how many drivers. I'd be glad to speak of this on my video, Mandy. Sounds good. Thank you. And please encourage everybody to reach out to their state representatives and their congressmen, talk, be heard. And one way you can do it is make sure you reach out to your representatives. You have a voice. And when you show up and say, look, I am in the trenches. If you are a lobbyist and you get paid, that's one thing. You might be really good at it. But if you are actually in the trenches, you are actually driving, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes about, because you're actually going through this stuff. You're not getting paid to say this stuff. You're saying, look, hey guys, give me some here. I'm dying. And you're heard a lot better than somebody that's being paid to say some stuff. Okay. In New York driver log says not minimum wage. And then New York driver, but you know that, Scott. Then Kevin Cook says need a lot of voices. Yes. And I encourage every single one of you. Right now we only have 14 in the house. Please, guys, share this, encourage other people to speak out and talk to their state representatives, write letters, do whatever you can, because we cannot no longer be paid these poor wages. Uber, no taxes is huge drain on the U.S. economy. Okay, listen, guys, did you know that I just saw some statistics? Now, I didn't confirm if these are true. Okay, but I just saw some statistics saying 40% of drivers are on 40% of drivers for Uber and Lyft are also getting either food stamps or the medical. I would imagine the medical is what they really are trying to get. I'm not sure they would qualify for food stamps, but 40% of drivers are putting a large drain, and you know how, all right, in just Chicago alone, say, there's estimated between 70 and 80,000 Uber and Lyft drivers in this area alone, just in Chicago. If 40% of those are trying to get Medicaid, and they're draining on the United States, you know what I mean? And what they need is to be paid. So what Uber's actually doing is, instead of paying us, they're telling people, well, the government is going to have to supplement your income because we're not paying you properly. Okay, I brought the taxis can also, outer boroughs taxis can also use Uber and Lyfts too in New York. We do need to have a lobby block as gig workers. Yes. Uber stocks were down today, 41.91. Hit the like and share, says Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. You're awesome. Thanks for the reminder. Done. And then Terry says 60% of the workforce will be independent contractors. Yes. And unemployment too, says Scott Walsh. Kevin says, I'm not surprised because I have Medicaid insurance too. I have Medicaid insurance is too expensive. Insurance is too expensive. Yeah. I receive food stamps and barely under $200. Yes. And I can't get Medicaid at this time in the state of Georgia, he says. Okay. So, or she says, Terry said that she gets food stamps, but she can't get, my friend Ellie in the house. Hi, Ellie. Everybody say hi to Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Well, hi. We have another YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Dragonfly Language. If you want, check that out. We are trying to teach both English and Spanish. Ellie is a native Spanish speaker, and of course I'm a native English speaker. She has taught herself English, and I have self-taught myself Spanish. Okay, so Machiavelli. I'm sorry if I ruin your name. I hate it when people say Martinez. For my last name, it's Martinez. Machiavelli lives. Okay. Hi, Mandy. And then Kevin Cook says, hi, Chris. Machiavelli lives says, it's Ruben and Cisco. Hola. Hi, Ruben and Cisco. Hey. Okay. Uber stock will fall after the 60-day wait period for original stockholders. And they will all cash in. I'm waiting for Uber stock to get below 30. And I do plan on buying some Uber and Lyft stock personally. This is what I believe is going to happen, guys. I believe that Uber is going to end up eventually buying Lyft. That's what I think is going to happen. Lyft is taking over the market. They're at 39% of the market. When I started, they were at 15% of the market. So they're slowly gaining. But Uber has, and I don't think Uber is going to go away. And this is why. Because Uber, even though their business model sucks, both Uber and Lyft's business model sucks. And the problem is what's happening is eventually, and I do think Uber and Lyft may end up having to change the way they pay the drivers, because it is becoming it's all over, and investors are not going to want to they're not going to want the bad media, the bad press for paying their people slave wages, especially if we are United States citizens, we should not be paid poorly. I mean, if I lived in a third world country. So Crispy Tampa says, miss you, girl. Crispy, up in the hospital with my best friend. She is in ICU. Oh, sending good vibes to your friend and blessings. I do Robinhood and waiting the stock to go down at $20 at least. I do Robinhood too. She called me saying GTW up, get here, that she was dying. Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully she doesn't end up passing away. My blessings are with you guys. Uber stock will fall so low we be removed from the New York stock market. I think what's going to happen is Uber, they are going to end up having to make things right with the drivers. And I think Uber will end up buying Lyft. That's my prediction, but that's just a prediction. I think Uber and Lyft are going to stop dropping soon and start a gradual rise. Yes, well, they have to increase their margins, so they're going to up the prices, but they're going to make sure that they have enough for themselves, and they will give us a little bit more. But what we really need is there's so much more that we need. Like, for instance, Uber and Lyft customers will switch overnight. Yes, my prayers goes out to your friend, Crispy, says Kevin. Let's do this. Do you know of any upcoming Uber dates and time protests? Not at the very moment. And that's only because I sleep most of the day long. And I don't check what's going on with the groups yet. I do know Alliance for Independent Workers, they always do. There's the second Monday of every month. So I know they have one. I just can't remember the time. I think I want to say it was June 4th. Oh, I don't think they're going to fix their profit margins anytime soon. Well, the reason why I say that is because one of their major investors, his name is Mike Walsh, he came out and said we need to do right by the drivers. He's one of the major investors. Uber might brought by Chinese Didi. Uber might be bought by Chinese Didi. We'll see. Lyft might be the dark horse and figure out the autonomous cars before Uber. Thanks to Google. Okay, guys, I don't agree with that. Okay, and this is why. I don't either, says Crispy. And then Scott Walsh says, word is Atlanta Uber will be paying 36 cents per mile, according to Atlanta Uber driver. Hey, Grubhub mother in the house. Woo woo. Hey, Grubhub mother says, how are you feeling? I am feeling a little bit better. Okay, so Grubhub mother, we are talking about Uber and Lyft right now. I do both Uber and Lyft. I did both Uber and Lyft, and I did and there's a lot going in Grubhub and DoorDash. People they are having the same problems with the companies taking more out of the drivers. From what I understand, I understand. I think it's going to come down to eventually we're going to have a lot more people approaching on a state level and eventually a national level. So if you are sick of how you're being paid, please at Uber and Lyft, please do like what I'm doing this Sunday. I'm going to meet my representative. Okay, Jonathan says maybe a new CEO who knows the actual business works. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Grubhub says my pay with Grubhub dropped off a cliff. Orders payout are so low, I'm doing more Uber Eats now. And then it says, if it stops raining, there would be autonomous cars and people don't steal parts. Okay, this is what I just read an article, and I'm going to do an article about this, but we'll talk about autonomous driving cars. Okay, so if you guys know, a lot of these autonomous cars use LiDAR. That is the thing on top of the car, and what it does is it sends out a laser, and then the laser comes back and it reads what's going on in the street. Okay, and then that is what most autonomous cars are doing, but except for Tesla. Tesla uses radar and cameras. Okay, but what Tesla's technology has had a problem with is whatever is going on, however their system is set up, it's not seeing if they're like 2 times, just recently and a while back, a Tesla was in driving mode and a semi truck turned left in front and decapitated 2 times. This has happened, and once was just recently, decapitated the driver. So and that's my next video. So if y'all, what it is because the technology cannot see something that's moving at a very slow rate. It can't see standing objects. Okay, and then let's consider, it can't see if there's snow. It can't deal with inclement weather. We have a long way to go. Okay, but Grubhub mother, please. I do have a friend that I do have a page. I don't have a lot of people on it, but it's called what is it called? I can't even remember it. Gig Workers United. Gig Workers, I think it's Gig Workers United. And I have a friend also that does, and that's for all drivers. And I have a friend that does it. He does Alliance for Independent Workers. And so if you want things to change for delivery drivers, please join these groups. I did put Alliance for Independent Workers. They are in the description below. Please hit them up. If you support them, you are supporting delivery drivers as well as regular drivers for Uber and Lyft, because I feel eventually we're going to get it. I mean, we already got part of the world. I mean, large parts of the world uniting, but it's only going to get bigger. The snowball has started down the hill, and it's only getting bigger. These companies, Grubhub, DoorDash, all these people stealing tips, all that. This is going to eventually come to a big, gigantic snowball, and guess what? It's going to get taken care of because workers. We live in the United States, so I've gotten off the topic here, and let me read what. Okay, so. Okay. My pay. Okay. Amazon Prime robots with merchandise just waiting to be stolen. Exactly. It's definitely a long way away. I know. I don't believe it's going to work for at least 10 years. And not only is it not going to work for at least 10 years, you have to have all of society going, okay, I am going to try a driverless car. Unless everybody has confidence, not everybody's going to take them. More in places like Chicago and New York. Okay. A driverless car would not make it in Chicago or New York. And let me tell you why. You can't, they can't, no, they would be like one of those robots in the corner, just robot vacuum cleaners. Bonk, bonk, bonk. No, they would be lost. It's already get lost in the city if you have GPS. 100,000 taxis are not going to be able to make a profit. Yeah, exactly. The entire Northeast from Philadelphia to Boston doesn't have a clear enough streets and good enough weather for it. Exactly. Grubhub says that's comforting. New York City driver line. I can barely see the lines on the road myself. Exactly. Actually, it's most places here. There's no lines at all. And then taxi cabs came back in the 40s. What is the old odds will be new again. Click like and share for Mandy. Woo woo. Thank you, Kevin. All right. Maybe Mandy taxi Chicago. All right. To regulate how they treat drivers. No, we're not going to regulate how they treat drivers. What we're going to ask is better pay. All right. Here's a few things that we're asking for. Better pay. We're asking for a driver cap here in Chicago. This is something that is Franco in the house. A driver cap is very important because what they're doing is they're absolutely flooding the market, and a large portion of people are waiting longer for their next ride to come. I used to be able to get bam, 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 ride after ride on a Saturday night. And they're slower. You know what I mean? They're slower because there's a ridiculous amount of drivers on the road. So they're not going to say, oh, you have to treat the drivers better. What they're going to say is you got to pay people better. You can't just pay gig worker. The idea of a gig worker is you're supposed to get paid 3 times as much for foregoing unemployment and insurance and all that. So the whole idea is you can't just pay a minimum wage to gig workers. And I feel like that's going to be something that's addressed in the future. I do. Maybe not through the current administration, but it starts now, guys. It starts right now. Now is the time. Things are starting to pick up. Okay. So everybody, if you're just coming into the room, I did put in the description below. I hate to repeat myself, but I want everybody to have this opportunity. Please, I did put in the description below. In fact, every single one of my videos, I'm going to put in there the petitions for, I have 3 petitions. Please hit up these petitions. They're for drivers' rights. One of them, AIW, Alliance for Independent Workers, is for drivers, not just rideshare drivers. It's for all driver rights. So, and I'm trying to get something going for not just rideshare drivers, but delivery drivers and everything, because what these companies are starting to do is they're throwing their weight around, and they're controlling us by the app, but then they're pretending like we're not being treated like employees and paid like employees. We're being treated like employees and paid like employees, but we don't have the rights of independent contractors. And yes, and Grubhub Mother says, and we are destroying our cars, which have to replace out of our own darn pocket. All right, so we have 23 people in the house, but I only have 12 likes, and I'm trying to get 100 likes. If I get 100 likes, the 100th like person, if you are 100th like person, you get to pick out what the scenery in the background is going to be. I'm going to go buy a different colored something or other. Tell me what color you want. I think it should be lighter. All right, so all right. He says these protests to be ongoing and putting the pressure. This is let's do this. These protests have to be ongoing and putting the pressure on. Sure, there was a second Uber protest, but there is a break again right now. Okay. The only reason there's a break is because it is very difficult to collaborate with a large, and I know for a fact, I talked to Chicago Rideshare Advocates at the last protest. They are planning more. Sorry guys, just a minute. I got to get some, this tumor gives me heartburn, so I got to get something for my heartburn. Okay, so I do know that they are doing more nationwide strikes. They are. But the nationwide ones are going to have to be fewer and farther between than the ones at your local level. So if you're like, where's all these strikes? It took a lot for them to collab the strike on May 8th. And then after they collabed it, people are still like, we don't like that it's on a Wednesday on this date instead of that day. Okay, you got to remember, it's all a big collaboration. I'm getting out of breath here just talking. My friend Ellie said, she's Alyssa Chicago. Ellie says she shared. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you. Gracias. Okay. New York driver says I'm about to go. Oh, please don't go. All right. Doggone. Please make sure if you leave, make sure you hit that. I'm down to, I have 16 likes, but we keep getting more people. Please make sure you guys hit that like button. I want to see, I don't know about you, but this color is too dark. So the 100th, if I get 100 likes today, the 100th person gets to pick out what color this is. Okay, so vlog life in the house. Okay. Stephen S. says, driver lady. Hey, how is the treatment going? I hope you are okay. I had my treatment yesterday. That's my second treatment. I feel a little bit better, but I get to see the doc on my next visit. So that's in 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks I get my treatments. And then and I'm sure they're going to set me up to get, more testing eventually, find out if my tumors have shrunk. Jonathan says medical benefits and health insurance a plus. What they need to do is they need to pay us so we can actually buy our medical benefits and health insurance. If they pay us well enough, Uber CEO said the protest will never work or break Uber. He said it works for some and not for others. Exactly. He came out and he said, this is what he said. Uber works for some and not for others. He was completely ignoring the fact that we want better pay. So he's ignoring what we are telling him. Look, we need, instead of saying, oh, I see you, we're trying to fix this problem. He totally ignored it. Yeah. Menores pueden, my friend says we could go to no puede ir a Uber porque Uber no escuchar a nosotros. Necesito hacer algo con el gobierno de estado. Okay. Well, if Mike Tyson was fighting Evander Holyfield, you don't ask Tyson of Holyfield is going to win. Yeah. Uber CEO and corporate have nothing but contempt for Uber drivers. Exactly. Jenny Murray in the house. Mandy, don't overexhaust yourself. Thank you. Thank you for being concerned about my health. Don't let Uber stress you, says Scott Walsh. Thank you, buddy. Crispy Tampa says, looking better. And then Scott Walsh says, a positive mind is the best medicine. And then New York Driver Log says, and better pay, LOL. Rideshare Revolution says he makes $2,000 a week. All right. Let me just address this about the $2,000 a week. As you all know, he also does 70 hours. He does more like 80 hours. He does 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Victory is the best revenge. Victory is the best revenge. There is no doubt that Rideshare Revolution, and I know why he works so hard. He does. I understand why he works so hard, but he doesn't have a girlfriend right now. It's just him. And he really has a phenomenal strategy. If you've been driving for as long as he has, you're going to get a really good strategy at doing this. And guys, you've never heard me tell you, you can make $1 million with Uber. Okay? I don't believe that. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and sell you a bill of goods and say, this is fantastic. This is a mixed bag of nuts. Okay? If you want to work an obscene amount of hours, yes, you can make $2,000 a week. On the other hand, if you have responsibilities such as maybe a spouse, children, maybe you don't even have children. New York City Driver Log says his channel is great. Well, yeah, a lot of people go over to his channel because they want to learn how to make that $2,000 and they want to learn his inside secrets to making that. This channel is different than his channel. I'm not going to blow. I'm not about telling you that Uber and Lyft are great. I'm not going to tell you this is going to make you. New York City Driver Log says, have a good night, Mandy. Thanks for live streaming video. Keep the truth going. I got to drive. Make that money. Make that honey. So I love the hustle. I love the hustle. I really miss doing all the driving, guys. Make that money. Get that money. Get that money. I miss getting out and driving and getting that money. So let me just explain. Every channel is different. Some channels focus toward making lots of money. This is not what this channel does. I have continued to stay unpopular because at first when I started coming out saying, guys, we got to do something about this, this wasn't a popular opinion. People are just now starting to say, wow, you really are holding the candle, and people are realizing what kind of sacrifice that it goes in. And there's a lot of people that are not cut out for doing protests, and not a lot of people, but a lot of what I've done on this channel was protesting, and people are like, oh, look at Mandy over there doing that protesting thing. I'm protesting for you. You realize that, right? And you don't see what's going on after the protest, because I'm going and shaking hands. We're going on a government level. Yeah. So, math, prices per mile, everything. There are Uber bonus money to keep drivers working. Yeah, but Uber has said they're going to drop now some people have this Uber Pro and they're getting the Uber Pro, but eventually they're going to get a notice saying we're no longer doing Uber Pro. They've stopped, or they're doing Uber Pro, but they're cutting a lot of the bonuses for Uber Pro. So, yeah, they cut a lot of the bonuses for Uber Pro for the on the second and third levels, the Diamond and what was it? The Diamond driver. I think I'm a Diamond driver. Uberman Tampa in the house. Hey, Scott. Always a few selected to be feed trips. Remember Uberman? Yes, I remember Uberman. Uberman came out with all this. And when Uberman came out with all these corporate, Uberman came out with all this corporate BS that's going on. This is why I have decided to stand up for the common worker, which is not popular. Okay, this is not the popular path. The popular path would be to say, look, I got something you can make a lot of money doing. And people are like, oh, I'm going to make money. No, I'm not going to blow sunshine up your rear. I'm not. I'm going to tell you, you have to run your car into the ground to get $2,000 a week. That's the truth. I'm not any level with Uber Pro, and I give 0 Fs. They keep them on as long as they stay in line. Exactly. But Uberman Tampa, he is not on any level. You start out as gold. I think I went up to diamond or something like that. I didn't go all the way to the top. I was like the second from the top. But I don't remember what I was. It's been a while since I've been on my Uber app and found out because I'm not driving every day, which kind of sucks, because when you don't drive every day, you can't give accurate information. Here's my Uber. Uberman Tampa, you're supposed to start out as partner, but my app doesn't show my level. Still doesn't show my level. That's probably because you just started. I don't know. What do you guys think of this crap? You've shared in the past 2 years. You started March 3rd of 2017. You've shared over 3,100 trips with riders from 40 different countries. You've driven through 34 sunrises and 1,024 sunsets. You've had 1,245 stars, 44, and and while you can't count all the things you do, we can always count on you. What do you guys think of that? Anybody? I know what Scott is going to say. He's going to say garbage. But he's going to say it in learn about Uber Pro. I was platinum. I was not diamond. I was platinum. Okay. I think this is... So I guess they're changing the things that they do. I have not driven since April 4th or April 3rd, actually, guys. Return to the small town taxi companies is inevitable. Yes, exactly. A lot of people, I think, are leaving and going to be livery drivers, drive limousines. A lot of people are making other gigs out of this. They're getting out of this. Use this as a springboard, guys. What I was trying to do before I got the cancer. I was trying to be DriverLadyPro. I was trying to get my bus driving permit. I have a permit. I still have it, but I haven't gotten my CDL. I was trying to get my CDL and, maybe do Uber a little bit on the weekends or something. What a joke. You have to apply for credit card for 4% off gas. And if you read the itinerary, they are hiding a lot in the language. That video is a waste. Thank you. I agree. And then he says the amount of money they paid to develop the videos, they could have paid us. Exactly. Here's the thing. They changed the Uber. That cost like $25,000 to go from capitalized Uber to lowercase Uber. They could have given that money to us. We would have used it just fine, and we could have just easily just went lowercase Uber. There you go. A ride via a phone call with a human will always be popular. These riders are trash anymore. Dynamics courier pays well. I don't know anything about Dynamics couriers, but if you want to know what I think is going to happen, it's going to end up eventually these companies that are paying well are going to start taking more and more, just like Uber and Lyft. So anyway, guys, I got to wrap this up. Jeannie Murray, I made gold in 2 weeks on Uber Pro, but my ratings went down. Mandy, I started the sometime with Uber. Same time, I'm guessing. Same time with Uber, yes. It's sad to say that I get paid less now, or I did get paid less now than I did when I started. They are nationwide, made $600 a week. $600 a week? I guess that's pretty good. I mean, some people want like more than that. So Uberman Tampa is flipping the bird, and he says, 1 star back. He says, rate this. 1 star back at you. Scott, I'm not going to show that on my screen. I'm trying to keep it decent. Okay, guys, I got to call it a night. We're dropping down. We're down to 13 people. We had up to 22 in the stream. I appreciate you coming out and hanging out. I appreciate everybody's well wishes and being loving. I appreciate it. Please make sure you check out the description again. I have all kinds of helpful hints and information that you might need. Look at all of it. I even have a couple apps that I like to do. So at the very bottom, I had nobody has ever. By the way, I don't promote my Uber code. Just so y'all know, I've never had anybody sign up with my Uber or Lyft code. Never. And I have not. So a lot of people. There are a lot of drivers that are out there trying to push that Uber code and that Lyft code. And I feel like if you are going to be an Uber and Lyft driver, then so be it. And if you want to use my code because you plan on getting to be a Uber and Lyft driver and you're already going to do it, whether I can tell you or not, then, go for it. But I am not going to be pushing my Uber and Lyft code to make you all excited about, or you know what I mean? I'm not. I mean, it's important to me that, we both get a bonus. If some of you guys don't know this, some people don't know this, you get a bonus if you start up with a company. I didn't even put my DoorDash code on there. If you start out with these companies, it's better to use a code than to not have a code. But a lot of people don't know that. And I've never pushed my code because I don't want people to think you're going to get rich overnight. But if you're going to sign up to do Uber and Lyft, good for you. But use this as a springboard. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. People are dropping like flies, and I don't want you to be like, this driver lady. Sleep well and heal up quickly, says Scott Walsh. So, hustle hard, but hustle smart. And if you don't hustle smart, take your broke booty home. DriverLadyPro out. Hasta la vista, baby.